Every day, more than 17,000 students pass through the hallways of the 5 high schools in Districts 203 and 204. NCTV 17 invited those 5 high schools to create a story to share with us what's happening in their hallways. Hello, I'm Natalie Vitale. Welcome to Hallway Happenings. One of the fastest growing fields in the U.S. today is healthcare. Students at Mattia Valley High School are taking advantage of the Future Medical Professionals Club to explore the many career possibilities that go beyond being a doctor or a dentist.
Bacterial meningitis, osteoarthritis, trichomoniasis? Most of us, including myself, have problems pronouncing these words, much less defining what they mean. Here at Mattia Valley, however, we have students that not only can pronounce these words with grace, but diagnose a patient with them. These students dedicate after-school time getting a head start to their future. This is the Future Medical Professionals of America Club.
Hi, I'm Kelly. I want to be a sonographer. In the club, we do hands-on projects that help us perfect our future career in the medical field. Real doctors actually come in and tell us about their experiences not only in the schooling but in the operating room. Dr. Malloy is awesome. He really gives us our personalized attention that we need.
Recently we had the students in the club get into groups and prepare presentations on different types of jobs in the medical field. So that's just one thing that we did. We typically have guest speakers come in who talk about their experiences and their respective careers in the medical profession.
Notably, Dr. Timothy Malloy tries his best each meeting to perfect the skills, talents, and special areas of interest of the medical Mustangs. It is clear they are absorbing every ounce of direction they can, with various hands-on experiments, demonstrations, and dissections. But is high school too early to be preparing for a career of this intensity? Ranging from molecular testing to biopsies, the members claim they can tackle it all.
Well, one of the things that we've done is talked specifically about certain types of jobs in the medical field. And a lot of times students say, well, I think I'm going to be a doctor, or I think I'm going to be a dentist. And their knowledge of that is limited to going to the dentist or going to the doctor. But because some of the things that we've talked about, some of the things that we've had people come in and talk about, we feel the students are more informed about what to expect as far as the amount of education, possibly certain schools that are going to specialize in their intended study, field of study, and other details about the profession that you just might not get from other high school classes or even undergraduate college classes.
For the students, this is an opportunity of a lifetime, one that not many healthcare professionals had ever had the chance to experience before. And when a person's occupation directly involves the lives of other people, it's imperative they know everything there is to know.
Have a better idea of how they should be approaching their undergraduate education. I think that is probably have a better long-term grasp of what they need to prepare themselves for. Whereas somebody who hasn't been in the club, they may possibly thinking, well, I'm going to be doing something in the medical field, but right now I just need to get through undergrad. And as I go through that, then I'll sort of start thinking about what I'm going to do as far as medical school and what I'm going to try and focus on. And but I think there's again the advantage they have of looking at it long term now, as opposed to trying to take it year by year.
This overwhelming passion and promise these students possess is why the Future Medical Professionals Club is one of the top clubs here at Mattia Valley. So if you're watching and want to know what patellofemoral pain syndrome, keratosis pilaris, and lichen sclerosis are, then make sure you stop by your Future Medical Professionals Club. Endless knowledge is out there, and it's our job to seek it out. This has been Haley Broughton for NCTV 17.
While the medical Mustangs are well on their way to discovering their future careers, over at Waubonsie Valley High School, students are getting another kind of real-world experience with a little help from Lowe's as they work together to renovate a playground for the Early Childhood Development Program.
Waubonsie Valley celebrated the opening of its renovated playground for the Little Warriors preschool. The project began in March with a $20,000 grant from Lowe's. It began with work from the early childhood classes and the Skills USA program.
Skills USA in the past has had the grant out there and thought for several years about a project that we would like to do. The patio project, I walk across it every morning coming in and thought this needs to be done, and at that point my daughter, who was a senior at the college at the time in elementary ed, needed to write a grant. So I said, boy, do I have a project for you to do. And so I helped her write the grant with a partner, and we submitted it to Skills and Lowe's, and in February they got back to us and said, you got the grant for $20,640.
I start off with the kids of the high school. The kids really put the vision in place and help us get to the whole partnership and relationship together. So it really shows the vision of how the community and business came together as a whole and built something very unique together.
An architecture student in my class took all the measurements, the drawings of the playground area, and came up with the preliminary plan that we used, and then Mrs. Baranak's students came up with activity plans and other things they would like to see incorporated into the patio.
Their assignment was to come up with ideas that they wanted implemented into the preschool playground area. So we worked on it last year with some of the seniors who have graduated, and then this year also who were in the preschool program, and they thought of their audience, which is the preschoolers, and they said, okay, what do our preschoolers like to do? And so they researched ideas and came up with some really fun ideas that then Skills USA implemented. So it was pretty great.
The playground is more than just a new look for the kids. It's an improvement to the way Waubonsie students and teachers can help preschoolers learn.
This has been a tremendous improvement. Before we had just concrete, which was actually broken, and now we have a nice soft turf grass where the kids can go out, do large muscle activities, run around without the fear of getting hurt.
It's a place for them to have fun. It gives them a break from the school days, so I think it's a good time for them to get to know their friends better and just do whatever they want and just be kids. It gives them a chance to a break throughout the day so they can just run around and have fun, and it's a way to get in learning while they really don't think that they're learning.
Recess is really important because otherwise, like, you can tell when they're getting a little antsy, and it's just really good for them to interact with each other and have a lot of fun with their preschool friends and us teachers as well.
We have brought the classroom now outside, so we have an extension to our classroom which we are so excited to use every chance we get. The preschool in general, we now can do more outside, weather permitting, and get the kids' energy up and do our large muscle. We can bring small muscle out. We can do relay races. We can do art. We can now have a garden that we get to plant with. So it's truly an extension from our classroom to outside.
The project is a reflection of the community relationship between Lowe's and Waubonsie Valley.
I would say the most important thing is community involvement. Not only did we give back to the community, the students gave back to us. We learned from the students, we learned from the community, and also we built a relationship that's second to none.
We established a pretty strong link with our Lowe's community members. Some parents gave input. Obviously the students at Waubonsie, our Skills Club, all had input into it. So it was a nice collaborative event of bringing people together. I think the Waubonsie students were, impressed that the Lowe's people came over and worked side by side with them on the project.
Well, Lowe's believe in giving back to the community, and a school like Waubonsie is right down the street from us. It's our local area, and it's really big for Lowe's to give back to the community and really help out and be another provider in the community for the kids, and not only for to be a provider, to show kids how Lowe's can make a difference in the everyday life of not only the high schoolers but the smaller kids also.
Reporting for Waubonsie Valley, I'm Kevin Horan.
Collaboration between many groups was the key to success for the Little Warriors preschool playground. Meanwhile, at Neuqua Valley High School, staff continued the theme of engaging the whole community in this year's Veterans Day ceremony.
Veterans Day is a day to honor those who have dedicated their lives to serve our country. Neuqua Valley shows their support by having an annual ceremony located in the auditorium next to the A-Wing. With great ceremonies, however, comes a great deal of preparation.
The planning for this Veterans Day ceremony for this year started about 2 or 3 months before the actual performance date. The ceremony itself was on November 10th, and I spoke with Mr. Perry probably in September is when we started talking about it. You have to plan that far in advance in order to be able to talk to possible veterans who might be there, either to be on stage with us, to be there to speak that day. It does take a few months because you want to make sure that their schedules are open and that they can put it and plan ahead and put it into their calendar so that they're there that day. But the planning itself of the theme and the layout of the ceremony and what exactly you want in it, who's going to speak, who's going to sing, the song that's chosen by the choir, they need to know that a few months in advance as well to rehearse. So it does take about 2 to 3 months or so to plan this ceremony out.
The prep has certainly paid off as the ceremony came to a great success. But what was all this for?
Well, the purpose is to celebrate our veterans, and you know, Neuqua Valley, to us, they're really heroes in a lot of ways. These are men and women who go out every day to lay their lives on the line for you, and for me, and for our entire country. And I think a lot of times it's easy to take advantage of and not really consider the price that's paid for the freedom that we have every day. And so this is a day that we have to really elevate them and to celebrate all the wonderful things that they do for us.
During the ceremony, one Neuqua senior had the opportunity to interview 2 former Army men.
Well, it was definitely an honor to interview both of the veterans that came to speak to us today, and it was great to hear their stories of what actually happened in the battlefield, because most of the students probably think that it's just some sort of Call of Duty game, but it's really not. And I think it was very good for our students to hear real-life stories of what actually happens.
The technical department did a phenomenal job with the displays, allowing us to capture what was going on.
My role with our Veterans Ceremony is to provide all the media support that folks see on the large screen. Whether it's just a large graphic with a person's name of who's speaking, or all of the various images that are shown. When we interviewed the World War II vet, I worked with the teacher who's related to that veteran and obtained pictures and edited that story together and put that together. The images that are shown at the end of the ceremony when the choir is singing, I obtained all those pictures from our staff members and put all that together.
Not only did the ceremony impact the veterans, but it also impacted a few Neuqua members as well.
I have a lot of connections to those that have served, starting as close as my father. Served in the Army. I lost an uncle during his time in the service. He paid the ultimate price. And so I think it starts there with my immediate family. And I think for me, just working for so long in education, and I've also been a long-time coach, so many of my past students and players have went on to serve. In the ceremony that we did this year, one of the speakers that we brought back, Matt Madera, I actually coached in football.
I've had family members who have served. My father attended the United States Merchant Marine Academy, and if it weren't for an accident that he was in while he was at sea in South Africa, he would have been serving in the military. So he has strong ties to the military, and because of that, and because of how we were raised with those values, we all, myself and my siblings, all really support the military and have the tremendous amount of respect for the military and all that those folks have sacrificed in their lives.
This ceremony was dedicated for those who served, and we'd like to thank you all for your valiant efforts. And for Hallway Happenings, I'm Fahim Amin.
Much of the Veterans Day ceremony featured student performances, and at nearby Naperville Central High School, students enjoy the many different creative opportunities that Central provides to enrich their high school experience.
Most schools offer art, music, and some theater classes. For the art classes, it can be anything from drawing to making jewelry. At Naperville Central, the administrators put a strong emphasis on the fine arts. We go above and beyond the norm, offering a wide variety of classes, including sculpture, photography, and digital art. And that's just in the fine arts department. They say art feeds the soul. At Central, we are unique in that we feed the artist with classes aimed at stirring up our creative side. So we went and asked students what they love about the creative classes here at Central.
I think without music I wouldn't have nearly as many friends as I do now. I think a lot of the people I've worked with on music and jazz and concert bands, I really call my friends and my family, and without the music programs, I think I wouldn't be the person I am today.
Experts say art improves our daily lives with inspiration. Here at Central, inspiration is offered musically with over a dozen different choir and band classes.
Up of the porch to the top of the wall, dash away, dash away, dash away, dash away all.
Well, I personally think that art classes are beneficial because there's some sort of like release. They like help your creativity out a lot. You get to work with other peers, so you get more creativity through that. And it's just, you look forward to it because all you're doing is drawing or painting or sculpting. It's just a lot of fun overall, and the teachers are really cool. So I definitely recommend taking art classes here at NCHS.
Where do I grab mine? Wait, is this the crackle? That's the crackle, that's a horsehair, everything else go. Grab mine. No, that one's the horsehair. That one's mine.
If there were no arts, I wouldn't have anything to do. There's music, there's visual art, there's theater. Here at Naperville Central, we have so many choices to choose from, and every single club is extremely inviting. I wouldn't have anything to do after school every day if I didn't have the arts.
It's just really important to have this opportunity to use materials, work with your hands, create something by hand, and to really appreciate handmade things and the time and effort that goes into making things.
Art isn't just confined to the fine art department. Art can also be found all around school in classes such as fashion design, horticulture, child development, woodshop, and even through our physical education department.
In our classes, what we like to try to provide is students with a lot of different cultures, if you will. The culture of, what has happened in the past, what has happened currently, and what's happening in the future.
Life without arts would be really boring, bland. There would be no creativity and no difference between each other, because that's how people express their differences, is through art.
While other districts across the country are sometimes faced with doing away with the art department, we are lucky here at Central that our education includes the arts. Being involved in art helps increase cultural awareness, personal awareness, communication, critical thinking, and has even been shown to help raise grades and test scores in students. So have you gotten your art today? For Naperville Central High School and Hawk TV, I'm Casey.
Can you consent with me? Imagine what you'd see if every child had a book to read. So the mission is for us to get a book to each and every child. So let's join hands, book people unite. Unearth hidden passion. Come on, we'll have a good time. One book could be the funniest little thing. Helps to change a life. People unite.
Read to a child today and spark a lifetime of ambition.
From the arts to engineering, Naperville North students take to the water for the annual Husky Boat Regatta as a part of a hands-on learning assignment in the school's R&D class. Students research, design, and build a boat, then see if they can successfully stay afloat while paddling across the school's pool.
Hi, this is Hallway Happenings from Naperville North High School. I'm Nikita Vijaykumar.
And I am Ryan Boswell-Water. Currently, we are standing above the Husky Aquatic Center, which happens to be a very effective classroom for learning science and engineering.
What do you mean, Ryan?
Well, actually, the pool was recently the setting for the annual Husky Boat Regatta, put on by the faculty and students of the R&D class, also known as Research and Design.
All right, well, enough with those water puns, and let's get on with the real story. At NNHS, the Science Department and CTE, Career and Technical Education Department, collaborate in providing students hands-on learning opportunities through a course called Research and Design.
This is the Cardboard Boat Regatta project.
We were asked to design a cardboard boat using only cardboard, duct tape, and wood glue.
There are rules and there are parameters. 5 by 3 by 3 as the boats.
To see which boat, which design can get across the water the fastest and the most safest way without our boat falling apart.
We were given about 2 weeks to construct. There's probably 10 plus groups in our class. I think there's 3 or 4 periods of research and design that I'll be racing.
The reason that we do these projects is to get kids to think like an engineer. When the students were working on their boat, a friend came in and said, well, where are the instructions? Well, in real life, there aren't any instructions.
I would say one of the biggest values that comes out of the project is the collaboration of the students working within a group together, almost as like a mini engineering kind of company. They design their prototypes out of like paper. We put them in a little fish bowl, test them with weights of pennies. They have to do some mathematical equations to figure out what their water displacement is, how much they think that their actual boat will hold.
They have to build them. They have to plan them. They have to use cost analysis. So this is a real world event.
It's a big collaboration of the students to kind of put together the final project, and it does mimic real life engineering skills.
The difference between this project and classes is, personally to me, is the hands-on. The fact that we got to actually build something, yet we still have to do research, is kind of cool in my opinion.
This project's definitely more interesting and a lot more fun considering you actually get to compete with what you have. Also, other projects, you just present them. This is something you actually get to fight for in a way. So.
That's the fun thing for the teachers is that we put our money where our mouth is. We actually build boats, and then we have our race as well.
We definitely need to beat Mr. Morosky's time. He's been talking a lot of trash.
But all in all, everyone's going to lose to me because my boat's the greatest. So.
I love being in the pool, and I thought this is the most exciting thing about this whole class, I think, so far at least. So far. Yeah.
Definitely just like the engineering process in general. I thought it was really cool to apply to something like so fun, you know?
All right, Nikita, well, I do have some duct tape, some wood glue, as well as some cardboard, so what do you say? Let's go build a boat.
No offense, Ryan, but I think I'd rather build my own boat.
I see how it is. Challenge accepted. This is Ryan Pondwell signing off, as well as
Nikita Vijaykumar. Have a great day, Naperville. That's what's happening in the hallways at your local high schools. NCTV 17 is excited to share these stories produced by America's future broadcast journalists. We'll see you next time on Hallway Happenings.